Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're plunging into fascinating topics, peeling back the layers, getting to what's really compelling.
That's the plan.
And today, well, it's not just music history. We're exploring a real rock and roll legend, I suppose you could say.
Yeah.
A puzzle, really, that's fascinated fans across the globe for decades.
A proper mystery.
A mystery woven right into the fabric of, well, one of the biggest bands ever.
Yeah.
We are, of course, talking about the Pink Floyd PUBLIUS Enigma.
That's right. Yeah. Think back mid-1990s, the internet, it was still pretty new, wasn't it? Kind of a wild frontier, just starting to connect people in ways they hadn't before.
Yeah, totally different era.
And right into that scene, Pink Floyd drops The Division Bell. Hugely anticipated album.
Massive.
Shot straight to the top of the charts everywhere. But it wasn't just the music. It came with something else. This riddle.
And that's really the core question for this deep dive, isn't it? Was this PUBLIUS Enigma thing just, a brilliant marketing stunt, a clever way to sell the album, maybe ahead of its time with that whole viral idea?
Right, the simple explanation.
Or could it be what the conspiracy theories say? A deliberate, really carefully crafted revelation, like a coded message from the band hinting at, I don't know, big truths. Reality, consciousness, some kind of spiritual thing.
Big claims.
Yeah. And if it was that deep, why didn't we ever get a clear answer? Why the denials later on? It doesn't quite add up.
It's quite a journey we're taking you on today. We'll dig into where it actually started, factually speaking. Trace its appearance back in those early internet days.
Okay.
We'll look at the claims about who was really behind it, their supposed motives, and then the evidence, the stuff people point to.
Album art, live shows.
That kind of thing. Exactly. Album art, performances, lyrics, the whole lot. And then, we'll tackle the mainstream view, the idea that it's just fans reading too much into things.
The debunking side.
Right. But we'll also think about why, after all this time, the theories still hold such a grip on people. Why does it resonate so much with listeners like you?
So, okay, let's set the scene. 1994, Pink Floyd releases The Division Bell.
Yeah.
Huge album, right? Their 14th studio album.
And, significantly, their second without Roger Waters. So the anticipation was, it was immense.
The album just exploded commercially, but like you said, something else was brewing.
Absolutely. It wasn't just the music making noise. Soon after the album came out, June 11th, 1994, this message appears on a Usenet news group.
Usenet, like an early internet forum, basically.
Pretty much, yeah. A group dedicated to Pink Floyd, alt.music.pinkfloyd. The message was titled Message from Publius.
Okay, Publius.
And the core of it was pretty dramatic. It said, "My friends, you have currently discovered the key to a riddle." It goes on about a solution bringing great reward, but also great danger.
Reward and danger.
And it claimed the solution would reveal the truth about Pink Floyd, the music, about yourselves, about the universe, the cosmos, God.
Wow, okay. Full no punches there.
The truth about everything, it literally says. And that the solution is hidden everywhere. Music, lyrics, artwork, live shows. The solution is within the truth. Publius.
And Publius. That name must mean something.
Well, people think so. It sounds classical, right? Maybe a nod to Roman poets like Ovid or Virgil or even Publical, a Roman consul. It suggests some kind of authority or ancient wisdom.
The truth about everything. I mean, you can see why people might be skeptical at first. Sounds like a prank, maybe.
Oh, definitely. Skepticism was high. But then just a few days later, June 16th, reportedly, a similar message gets broadcast. Synthesized voice, apparently. On a radio station.
A radio broadcast? Really?
That's the story. Some accounts say KROQ in LA, but, it's debated whether that specific broadcast actually happened or if it just became part of the online legend.
But the idea of it being on the radio must have changed things.
It was a game changer, yeah. Whether it was real or just amplified by the rumor mill online, it made the whole thing feel bigger.
Yeah?
More official, maybe.
And how did the band react? That must be key.
Well, that's where it gets really interesting. Their response was ambiguous, let's say. Pink Floyd's publicist, Doug Wright, he flat out denied it at first, said, it's nothing to do with the band. Straight denial. But then, Storm Thorgerson, their legendary graphic designer.
Hypnosis guy. Right.
The very same. He acknowledged it, but called it a riddle, a puzzle, a game, a treasure hunt, much more playful.
So, mixed messages already.
Exactly. And then David Gilmour himself, in an online chat later that year, 1994, he drops this cryptic line, "Publius is a friend of mine. You'll have to figure it out for yourself."
Publius is a friend of mine.
Wow.
Wow, that's That's not a denial. That really throws fuel on the fire, doesn't it?
Completely. It suddenly wasn't just some random internet thing anymore.
And mentioning great reward and great danger, it suggests something really profound is at stake, not just a contest prize. What do you think that did to the fans?
Psychologically, it tapped into something deep, I think, that universal desire for secrets, for hidden knowledge, the thrill of a quest, maybe even a dangerous one. It turned listening to an album into, well, an existential scavenger hunt.
Yeah, I could see that.
And you really can't overstate the role of the internet here. It was just starting, but it was the perfect place for this. A global community could instantly connect, share theories, build on each other's ideas. It just snowballed.
Became a collective obsession.
Precisely.
So, okay, let's unpack this core Publius Enigma theory then. The believers think it's way more than just clever marketing.
Oh, much more.
Yeah.
Yeah, the core theory is that this was a seriously complex, multi-layered puzzle designed intentionally to reveal some kind of profound hidden truth.
And not just about the division bell.
No, that's key. Proponents think the clues are spread across Pink Floyd's entire career. Right back to Piper, At the Gates of Dawn, through Dark Side, The Wall, all of it, like a huge interconnected web of hints.
Wow, that's ambitious. So where are people supposedly finding these clues, if it's across the whole discography?
They look everywhere. It's seen as incredibly interdisciplinary. They scour the album artwork, looking for symbols, hidden pictures, number patterns.
Like the division bell heads.
Exactly. Then there's the music itself. Specific notes, phrases, tempos, even messages hidden backwards, supposedly.
Backward messages, classic conspiracy stuff.
Oh, yeah. And the lyrics, obviously. Wordplay, anagrams, the philosophical ideas in them. Even live shows, the visuals, the stage design. Band interviews, too, looking for slips of the tongue or cryptic remarks.
It's like a full-time investigation for some people.
It really became that.
And the reward, you said, wasn't money. It was truth. But what kind of truth? Did people agree on what they were looking for?
Not really, no. There were lots of interpretations, all pointing towards something big. Some thought it was philosophical or spiritual, like a guide to higher consciousness or understanding the universe.
Okay.
Others saw it more politically, maybe a critique of society, control systems, showing how to break free.
Right.
Then there's the idea it was a test. Only the truly intelligent or worthy could solve it, and there was danger for those who weren't ready for the knowledge.
Like opening Pandora's box.
Kind of. And yeah, inevitably, connections to secret societies came up. Freemasons, Illuminati, that sort of thing. Like the band was sending coded messages for initiates, or even that they were channels for something otherworldly.
Wow, okay. Secret societies, higher intelligence, it escalates quickly. So if this is some grand design, who do the theorists think actually built it? And why all the secrecy and denials later?
Well, the who varies. The simplest version points fingers within the band. Maybe Gilmore and Mason or some faction based on those cryptic comments. Their motive could be just engaging fans on a deeper level, or maybe subtly trying to guide people towards some understanding.
Or maybe Storm Thorgerson and Hypnosis, given their whole visual style.
Exactly. Their artwork is so symbolic. Maybe they wanted to create this ultimate immersive art experience. But then you get the more extreme theories.
Go on.
That it wasn't the band themselves, but some external group working through them. Powerful secret societies using pop culture to communicate, or even, higher intelligence, aliens, linking to things like panspermia or Gnostic ideas about archons controlling reality.
That's definitely out there. So why the cover-up, according to these theories? Why deny it or stay quiet?
Several possibilities are suggested. Maybe the truth is just too radical, too dangerous for most people to handle. It could shatter worldviews.
Okay. Protecting the public? Maybe.
Or, conversely, it's about maintaining control. Those in power wouldn't want a liberating truth getting out. Then there's the test idea again. If you just give the answer, the test is meaningless, the power is lost.
Right. The process is the point.
Could be. Or maybe avoiding ridicule, misinterpretation, or even just boring legal or contractual reasons we don't know about.
It covers a lot of ground.
Yeah.
But with such a huge theory, you need some kind of evidence, right?
Yeah.
What do people actually point to?
Well, the main focus, obviously, is the Division Bell album. The title itself is seen as significant division choice separation.
Makes sense.
The cover art, those two big stone heads. Communication, division, conscious versus subconscious. People debate it endlessly.
And the lyrics.
Oh yeah, lines like, "What do you want from me? Especially, do you want to hear the honest truth?" They see that as a direct challenge.
Pretty on the nose.
Or, "Wearing the inside out, I'm not the shape I'm in, I'm just a shell of my former self." clues about hidden layers, hidden meanings, even High Hopes, the big closing track, is seen as kind of summarizing the whole human condition the enigma is supposed to address.
It's like the whole album becomes a coded document.
That's how they see it.
Huh.
And it extends beyond that album, too. People point to recurring themes throughout Floyd's work: confrontation, unity, communication breakdown.
Like the band's own split with Waters mirroring a bigger theme.
Exactly. They see the band's internal division reflecting a larger human one, and the enigma is about bridging that gap or understanding it.
What about visual stuff? You mentioned live shows.
Yeah, the Pulse concert film is a key source for this. There's one bit that's undeniable. During Another Brick in the Wall Part 2, the word enigma flashes up briefly on the big circular screen.
Okay, that's pretty direct.
It is. Those skeptics say that was just the band nodding to the puzzle they knew fans were obsessed with. But fans also claim other things, like seeing a distorted Publius face flash up during songs like Brain Damage, more debatable perhaps.
And I heard something about an anvil.
Ah, yes, the anvil theory. It links the solution to the sound or maybe the vibration of an actual anvil that was dropped on stage during High Hopes in the live show. It was a real prop.
An anvil. That's a good specific.
It gets very specific. People were also deep into numerology, ciphers, analyzing track lengths, running times, word counts, looking for patterns everywhere. And yes, backward messages, subliminal sounds.
Wow, the dedication is kind of staggering.
It really is. And a big part of it ties into older stuff, ancient philosophy, esotericism. The argument is that Pink Floyd's music, especially albums like Dark Side, was already tapping into mystical traditions, Hermeticism, Gnosticism.
So the enigma isn't new, it's just the latest chapter.
That's the idea for some proponents, a modern expression of ancient mysteries hidden in rock music.
It's an incredible tapestry of potential clues. But if it's all there, why hasn't anyone definitively solved it? For the believers, that lack of a solution, the band's silence, that becomes evidence itself, doesn't it? The cover-up idea.
Exactly. That's a crucial part of the conspiracy theory. The fact that the band, especially Gilmour and Mason and management, went from acknowledging it vaguely to being dismissive or denying it.
Without ever giving an answer.
Right. Never offering a solution. Proponents see that as deliberate suppression. The implication is the answer was just too big, too profound for a general audience.
And that great reward Publius promised never showed up publicly.
Nope. Which, again, reinforces the theory for believers. Maybe the reward was private, spiritual, only for the worthy who solved it. Or maybe given to a select few who were sworn to secrecy.
And the danger scared others off.
Could be. And the official story, the marketing stunt explanation, that's dismissed as what they call a limited hangout.
Meaning?
Meaning admitting a small, harmless truth. Yeah, maybe it started as marketing to distract from a much bigger, deeper reality.
And it's even suggested that the album's themes division, communication breakdown, are like a meta-commentary on the cover-up itself. The division between those who know and the masses who don't.
It gets very layered, yeah.
Okay, but let's pull back. Let's look at the other side. The mainstream explanations. What did the skeptics, the industry folks say? Can't all be cosmic secrets, can it?
Well, the most widely accepted view is much simpler. It was marketing. A really clever, really effective marketing campaign for the Division Bell album and tour.
Especially for the time, right? Wow. Early internet.
Exactly. Viral marketing before we really called it that. It generated massive buzz. And that enigma word on the screen at concerts, that's seen as the band just playfully acknowledging their successful stunt. Yeah, we did that. Got you talking.
Makes sense. And what about just fans wanting to find meaning?
All right, dole.
Seeing patterns where there aren't any.
That's a huge factor.
Yeah.
Our brains are pattern-seeking machines. Give us ambiguous art, poetic lyrics, and an explicit instruction to find a riddle.
And we'll find one.
We'll find something. It becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy almost. And the absolutely crucial point skeptics make is, despite decades of searching by thousands of dedicated people, no single agreed-upon solution has ever emerged, not one.
Which strongly suggests
that there probably isn't one single intended solution to find, or that the puzzle was never meant to have a traditional answer like that. David Gilmour himself later called it just a bit of fun. That quote gets cited a lot.
So the reward and danger talk.
Just hype. Effective marketing rhetoric. Drama. It hooks you in much better than saying, solve this puzzle for a t-shirt, doesn't it?
Yeah, fair point. So if it was a stunt, who was Publius, if not Gilmour's friend?
The most plausible idea is just someone on the inside. Maybe a roadie sound engineer, someone in management, taxed with starting it off online, getting the ball rolling. Someone connected, but not a core band member who'd have to field all the complicated questions later.
Okay, that sounds quite plausible, actually.
Yeah.
But given these strong arguments against a deep conspiracy, why is the Publius Enigma still so popular? Why do people still talk about it, still believe?
Well, first off, Pink Floyd themselves, they have this inherent mystique, don't they?
Yeah.
Decades of philosophical lyrics, concept albums, surreal art. They just feel like the kind of band who would hide a deep secret.
It fits their image.
Yeah, it really does. It invites that kind of interpretation. And then there's just the human love of a mystery, hidden knowledge, secret codes in pop culture. It's fascinating. We want to believe there's more beneath the surface.
In fact, it's unsolved keeps it alive.
Absolutely. If it was just marketing, the argument goes, why didn't they just reveal the answer, whatever the intended gimmick was, and close the book? That ambiguity keeps the door wide open for the grand theories.
Plus, it created a community, didn't it, back in the day?
Yeah, that early online collaboration was huge. The quest itself became the point for many, the shared experience of trying to solve it.
And maybe the band's vague answers just fed into a general distrust. Like if the official story is dismissive, maybe it's hiding something.
That definitely plays into it. That what if it were true factor is incredibly seductive, especially when the supposed stakes are so high, the nature of reality.
And ultimately, the band explored such deep themes. Anyway, alienation, control, perception. It just makes it easier to believe they'd embed something profound.
It feels consistent with their art for many fans. So really, the Publius Enigma leaves us with these two starkly different stories. Was it, a brilliant piece of rock marketing ahead of its time that accidentally became a legend? Or was it something much deeper, a genuine revelation maybe, that got suppressed or remains hidden?
It really does highlight how much we're drawn to unsolved mysteries, doesn't it? That human need to find meaning, especially when it's tied to something powerful like Pink Floyd's music.
Yeah, and as you listen back to the Division Bell, maybe think about those themes of division, communication. They still echo today, don't they? Consider that silent challenge from Publius.
So was it just a game? A clever bit of marketing theater? Or does the fact that it's still unresolved still whispers about truth and danger? Does it hint at something more? A secret still hidden in plain sight, maybe, just waiting for someone perceptive enough to finally crack that cosmic code.